Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson were going back and forth on Twitter. But the most important thing, and the thing that's unfortunate to see that came out of it, was while they were going back and forth and taking, a lot of personal shots at each other, the thing that has come out is Gervonta Davis confirming he will never fight Shakur Stevenson. A lot of people have already thought that this is going to be the case, that this fight, Tank versus Shakur, would never happen. And it looks like that really will be the case. And an added caveat is Tank Davis hinted at he might be done with boxing forever. This is a Never Drop podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Tank Davis, he was having himself a day on Twitter, which if you're a boxing fan and keep up with Tank, this is nothing new. This is how Tank sells fights. Jake Paul was angry about Tank not talking. Well, this is what Tank does. He goes on Twitter rants and a Twitter and tweeting spree all the time during his camps. This is kind of what he does to build up a fight. So today started, honestly, I don't even know how it started, but it got to a point where I believe it might have been Ray Jackson. If you know boxing Twitter, you know Ray Jackson was telling Tank, fight Shakur, and Tank said something to the effect of, boxing's so messed up that you'd rather have me fight this guy, aka Shakur, than the rematch, even though Shakur got hurt in his fight. And he's talking about against Zepeda, and I'll have all these tweets on the screen that go throughout the day. He's talking about the moment when he said he hurt, aka Shakur got hurt. When Shakur was against the ropes, Zepeda landed a nice shot that looked like Shakur buckled for half a second. Shakur said afterwards he lost his balance, forgot where he was in the ring, So, I don't know. Personally, I didn't think he was necessarily hurt. I think it was a very clean and good shot from Zepeda that landed on Shakur. I don't think, obviously, the rest of the fight didn't have any damage or effect on him, and it is what it is. I mean, the age-old question with these two is, would Shakur outbox Tank, or would Tank land the power shot and knock out Shakur, even though Shakur has impeccable defense? All right, so that's whatever. Shakur responds to that saying, how are you going to talk about me being hurt, basically, when you were buzzed in your last fight? Right? And so these two are going back and forth all day. And Tank's saying, how much would you get for fighting Tio? How much are you getting from that? I'm the catch. I'm the prize, the Abe fight, the money fight for you. That's why I'm turning my back. You go get it on your own. I'm never giving you that opportunity. And then he doubled down on it. Someone tweeted at him and commented, just fight him. And he said, I'd be helping that whole other side out. Not going to do it. There's plenty of tweets I'll have here on the screen for you. Basically, these two go back and forth, and Tank says, oh, you're boring. No one wants to watch you. Shakur says, you're scared. We've heard these same points for the last 2 years, right? It's whether or not, does Tank really want to fight him? Does Tank want to fight anybody? Or Tank saying, well, Shakur, you're boring. Why would I fight you if nobody buys your tickets? People walk out. You're boring. Nobody cares about you. I mean, this is rinse and repeat. Granted, this is like the first time they might have done it here in 2025. Same thing happened back in 2024 and then the year before. All these things, right? This constantly happens. It's just unfortunate to see Tank really say, no, I'm not fighting him. Because we know, I don't care what side you're on. If you think Shakur easily beats him, if you think Tank brutally knocks him out, we want to see this fight. The people I can't stand are the people that say, oh, Tank, man, don't pay him any mind. He's not making as much money or he's not bringing... No, I don't care about that. We want to see these guys fight. Like, I don't care. You can make up any excuse. Oh, Shakur, don't worry about him. He's too worried about that. No, these two get in the ring, and I will call, a little bit of a flaw on Tank's logic. When you talk about people calling you out, what are they supposed to do? You're the A side. You're the big dog. People below you call you out. I don't want to say just Shakur, right? That Shakur has called him out in the past, and I don't want to say Shakur is below him because they're right there. They're equal. But, that's how boxing's always been. The lower guy always calls out the big dog to get attention and to build up that fight. That's always how it's worked. And if you're Tank, okay, maybe you don't like that, but that's just how boxing is. If he never says your name, then I don't know. That irritates me. Tank's always said that, why is he talking about me? Well, what's he supposed to do? You two are the biggest guys at 135 and arguably in the sport. Of course he's going to talk. Whatever. Tank also said, because Tank was going on and on about he believes boxing is dead. Someone said, just retire then. Tank said, well, in 8 weeks I will. Mind you, the Jake Paul exhibition fight is in 7 weeks. I've said this from the start. I said this, my instant reaction to Tank versus Jake Paul being announced. Yeah, I think this might be the last time we see Tank in the ring. This sort of confirms it. Obviously, it can be something where, hey, Tank retires, and then a year later he says, I want to get back in the ring. Tank said in his press conference with Jake Paul the other day, he's in a good mindset. I don't know if that means a good mindset in just life in general or in boxing, that he's continued to be motivated in boxing. But if anything, that tweet, it looks like he's done. I mean, everything it seems like he said, the signs have been on the table. He said earlier this year, or what was it, 2024, December, he announced he was going to retire. And he's talked about retirement, man. This could legitimately be a cash out, and forget, not fighting Shakur. We might not see Tank fight again after November 14th, which is a shame. I don't care if you like, love, hate, dislike, whatever you think about Tank Davis. It'd be a shame not to see Tank fight again and again. It'd be a shame not to see him fight the top competition. He's fought good guys. I mean, everyone loves, the haters love to clown on his resume. No, his resume is okay. It's not as great as it should be, and it's not as bad as people say it is. Everything could always be better. And we'd love to see Tank take on a Shakur, Tio, Keyshawn, go up 140, Hitchin, all these different guys. We'd love to see that. But it doesn't look like it is. Whether it's Tank's fault, the politics' fault, these other guys' fault, who knows? But right now it looks like it's Tank, right? It looks like Tank is saying, Jake Paul, November 14th, and then I'm out of here. He's talked about being out of the sport. It looks like it's legitimate. So no Tank for Shakur. Maybe no Tank after the Jake Paul fight. Well, we'll have to see for November 14th. Obviously, we're going to keep our eyes on Tank's Twitter because any day it could pop off. Randomly, it goes off today, and we get this. But let me know in the comments. Do you think it's completely dead, Tank for Shakur? Let me know. What percentage do you think this fight could actually happen? 1 to 100. What percentage? Let me know in the comments below. This has been the Never Drop Podcast. That's all I got for you. Peace. I'm out.